White House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals, Audiovisual Plus, KGET Friday Football Extra, Crab Radio 106.1 FM, and Fox Sports 970 AM.
Well, a pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We greet you here tonight from Stockdale High School, round one of the CIF Central Section playoffs. Stockdale playing host to the Buchanan Bears. Big game on tap tonight, kind of a cool night here in Southwest Bakersfield, and Stockdale setting up to kick the ball off. Andre Haidari, the kicker for Stockdale. You're not going to see a lot of kicks return tonight because he is a good one. He's already verbally committed to USC. Shota Runge, as well as Joe Lines deep to receive the ball for Buchanan. Buchanan the 9 seed, Stockdale the 8 seed. Even though Buchanan has a 6-4 record on the season and Stockdale has a 5-5 record. Lines Runge set to receive the kickoff from Andre Haidari. 12 minutes on the board. Haidari puts foot to football, and this game is underway, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So Buchanan will start at the 20-yard line, led by their stout quarterback, Seth Miranda. Up on top of the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lift, I'm Matt Alvarez, joined by Brian Adams right next to me. He's not on the sideline tonight. He's right next to me up top. Brian, how do you like it up here?
Well, Matt, it's been a little bit since last year I've been up here, and I'm enjoying it so far. But, one thing we talked about Miranda when we were walking around out here, he's a converted two-time All-League receiver, playing quarterback, very athletic, going to Cal State Fulton on a football scholarship. Let's see what they do in this first series.
Well, they hand the ball off to the right side. It's Runge. Runge has some space. Runge knocked out of bounds around the 38-yard line, so right off the bat, they go to the run, and Stockdale has little trouble defending that. Pick up an 18-yard gain from the first play from scrimmage, Brian.
Well, Matt, you got to like that action right there if you're Buchanan. You want to get out there, get to the outside. The line did a great job of blocking and sealing off and giving him an alley to run on the outside. He did a great job of going there, and he was physical at the end of the run. So Runge's going to really try to punish a guy when he's running this ball. I
was told by head coach of Buchanan, Mike Vogt, that Miranda actually decommitted from Fullerton. He'll attend Fresno State on a baseball scholarship. Here's Miranda handing off up the middle. It's Runge, and he's going to be stopped after about a 2-yard gain.
And one thing about these young men out here tonight in a playoff situation, the nerves could be a little bit jittery, but they're settled down right away. I like so far what Buchanan's doing. They're coming with their main guy, Runge, getting him the ball, popping him up to the middle and trying to get him on the outside.
Runge has Castle in the backfield with him. Runge looks to the left. He fires to the left. It's caught over the middle by Jordan Luplow. And Luplow gets up near the first down marker at the 46-yard line. So we'll see.
Yeah, they called it incomplete, man.
They called it incomplete.
And you had right there, you had a good job of Derek Moore and the linebacker crew really converging on him and knocking the ball loose.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 7 here, an early 3rd down for Buchanan. Let's see how Stockdale's defense holds up against this shotgun formation. 3 receivers out. Miranda has Runge and Castle in the backfield. Now they switch sides. Miranda looks, they're going to go option to Runge to the outside, and Stockdale sniffed that one out from the beginning. No chance.
Well, right there, you're going to see Desmond Freeland and company, and they just ate that up. They were just licking their chops. You see right here, it's a slow developing play. They're going to pitch it. Already see penetration by the Stockdale Mustangs, and that's what you want to see your linebackers coming and filling and holding everybody off.
That replay brought to you by Audiovisual Plus. Anything audiovisual you need, including the podium. And back to punt for Buchanan is Luplow. He's standing at his own 26-yard line. Good snap, gets off a high punt. He's trailing off to the right. It's going to be caught by Brandon Lace, and Lace tripped up, and it's going to be 2 penalty markers down, Brian.
It'll be interesting to see what the call is on that because, right there, it looked like he kind of slipped and rolled over. But apparently they're going to call some kind of contact. So let's see what they call, what the head referee calls right here.
going to be a personal foul against Buchanan. So Buchanan and Stockdale actually played earlier this year, as you see the replay. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And you can see right there, just went down there with the helmet and went right after him. So you have to be more disciplined in that. We've talked about that throughout the season. That's one of the things we've seen a lot this year with some of these young men is not being disciplined and holding back.
Well, Stockdale and Buchanan played earlier this season, Brian. 44-24, Stockdale came out the winners right here on this field. So Stockdale trying to duplicate that effort tonight. And they have good field position to start off on their first drive of tonight. Garrett Barnhart, the quarterback. He has DJ Martin in the backfield. He'll hand off to the right side to Bisbo, and Bisbo gets up to about the 46-yard line.
You know, and the thing about Martin is he's their premier guy. He's the guy everybody's talking about, just a sophomore, has a big season so far with over 1,500 yards rushing and 18 TDs, 152 yards per game, Matt. And you got to get him going. The thing about him is, as though he's not very elusive in terms of missing guys miss, but he's very strong and he's very fast. So when he breaks out just like this, it's off to the races.
There goes DJ Martin down the left side at the 10, the 5. And he's pushed out of bounds just shy of the goal line. Just like you said, Brian, right on cue.
You know, you can see right here at the end of it, he's right now he's going to go to the sprinter speed. And right here, got a good angle right there by the Buchanan player. And they're saying he stepped out of bounds. That was Jacob Nickel, who took a good angle. That's what you do against a faster guy. You have to get a good angle. He had a good angle and forced him out to 1. But Stockdale right now is where they want to be at. And I think they're going to put it in right here.
Well, they're at the 1-yard line with 9:56 left to go in the first quarter. Barnard and company, it took them all of 2 plays to get this far. They go to Martin, left side. Martin powers into the end zone for the touchdown. So in 3 plays, Stockdale drives 48 yards and puts it home. And they take the early lead here. They draw first blood, Brian.
And they definitely do right there. And this is what I was talking about Martin. He's not a guy that's going to really do a dance and make you miss the shifty guys like some of the kids we saw this year at East High or Jalen Sykes. He's a power speed back. And you saw right there, he was able to drive that linebacker 3 yards deep into the end zone.
And as you mentioned, Brian, he's only a sophomore, and Haidari will attempt this extra point for Stockdale. Good snap, good hold. Haidari puts it up and through. 7-0 very early here in this one. Scoreboard might read 7-6, but I guarantee you Buchanan does not have a point yet.
You know, you're exactly right about that. And I'll tell you this, if Buchanan does not want to repeat performance of what happened earlier in the season, they've got to get some offense going. They can't go 3 and out. Basically, it's almost 3 and out. They got first play was the first down, then they went and punted. They have to sustain drives and keep really DJ Martin and company off on the sideline. That's going to be their best defense. And this is what we're talking about on the touchdown run, the power. You see he hits them right there at the 1-yard line. He drives them 3 or 4 yards deep into the end zone. That's going to be an easy touchdown for Martin with his power and his strength. And, you know, he's really a different type of back. And that's the one thing we've seen this year is the different types of backs. But all of them have been very good, the ones that we've highlighted, whether it been Chris Brown and San Joaquin Memorial, Jalen Sykes, the kid Moyer, we just saw at Liberty. So a lot of different backs, different styles, but all of them have played very well this season.
I talked to Coach Mike Vogt before the game. He mentioned that Stockdale was going to get yards on his defense. He's got a pretty banged-up defense right now. He has a lot of JV call-ups. But he said all they had to do was keep him out of the end zone. They weren't able to do that on the first drive. It took them all of 3 plays to go 48, 45, 47, somewhere in that range of yards. And they take a 7-0 lead here with Haidari set to kick off from the 40-yard line. We've got Runge back deep to receive for Buchanan along with Joe Lines. And that ball might actually be caught at the 1-yard line. This is Runge. Runge, not a lot of room up the right side, and he's tackled. Great job of open field tackling there by the Stockdale special teams, and especially number 83, Daniel Hernandez. So Seth Miranda will go back to work here for his second possession.
You know, and again, we just talked about that. If you know your defense is banged up, you got JV guys being pulled up, that's not exactly a recipe for success on your defense. So that means your offense has to be methodical and be able to drive the ball, eat up time, and limit the possessions of the Stockdale Mustangs.
Miranda all alone in the backfield. He's got 5 wide receivers, goes to the near side to Kenny Castle. Castle picks up a block from his wide receiver and gets up to about the 26, 27-yard line. So a good pickup on first down. Let's talk about Seth Miranda here. He's got 13 touchdowns on the season, Brian.
You know, and the thing too is, what I like is he doesn't have a lot of, you know, only has 6 interceptions, so he almost has he's over 2-to-1 ratio of touchdowns and interceptions. But he's accurate. You look at his passing numbers. He's an accurate quarterback.
And he's also the leading rusher on this team with 596 rushing yards. So he's an all-around athlete. He hands off to Castle. Castle to the right side picks up a block, and he runs into a wall there, but picks up the first down over the 30-yard line.
You know, and I think that's going to be their recipe, is try to keep them off balance, swing them outside like they did in the passing, come back and hit them off tackle. As you see right here, they're going to come right back off tackle, and they're going to just try to push the ball up there. Good job of seeing on the AV audio-visual instant replay, good job of having the vision of the running back to see the hole and hit upfield for a first down.
Miranda has Castle in the backfield once again. He's got time. He throws to the near side, and it's in and out of the hands of one of his wide receivers. And that was number 87, who, of course, is not listed. I'm assuming he's a JV call-up.
He might be. Well, let's see, on the other side we have Trenton Kemp. And he's shown as a ninth grader, so, you know, he's got to have some butterflies in his stomach being a ninth grader out there.
A freshman out here playing against one of the better teams, a team that went undefeated in league play last season. So 2nd and 10 now from the 30-yard line. Runge goes in motion, but they hand off up the middle to Castle. Castle's got a lot of space, breaks a tackle. Castle up to the 45-yard line, fumbled the football, and it's picked up by Stockdale.
And I couldn't see who caused the fumble, Matt, but you had the play you wanted, the great rush, the big pickup right here. You're going to see Castle up the middle, just straight up the middle. He's doing a good job here, but he's loose with the ball. See how the ball's coming out? And you see right there, it's number 29 knocking it out, and that is Mario Perez. And then recovery right there by your safety, Andrew Celadon. So great job right there by the Stockdale Mustang defense. But you saw that ball, Matt, it was really out from his body. And they say you see that air. When there's air, there's trouble. And you got to get that ball tight to that shoulder pads and tuck it in.
So Barnard and company go back to work. They hand off to Bispo right side. He cuts back to the left side. Bispo has a blocker out in front. Bispo to the 25, the 20, the 15, and he's knocked out of bounds at around the 5-yard line. Another big play by the Stockdale offense, Brian.
Well, I'll tell you this, and they're just doing it with running plays right now. And this is just a great job of Bispo being creative. He's supposed to go to the right side. He kept his vision open. He's going to cut back and take it back across the grain and go across the field. You see right here, it's designed for him to go to the right the whole time. He's going to his right. He's just going to make a cut back right there, good blocks downfield. He's going to go across the grain. And then right here, he's just going to try to outrun the guys to the end zone. And once again, Jacob Nickel takes a good angle and is able to stop a touchdown, but I think it's too close for Stockdale to be stopped.
They hand off to Martin left side. Martin cuts back, gets into the end zone once again, and Stockdale has gone up 13-0 here very early in the first quarter.
Well, you know, I don't know what the Stockdale records are, but I'm going to tell you this. By the time he's done, he will have all the rushing statistical records there are at this school.
That's a good estimate, Brian, but Stockdale up 13-0 now with 8:13 left to go. And Schleicher is going to attempt this extra point. You know, a bit of a weird situation with their kicking game as they go back and forth between Schleicher and Haidari, and Schleicher puts this one up and through. 14-0. Less than 3 minutes off the clock here. This does not bode well for the Bears.
You're exactly right there, Matt. And the one thing about it is the things that you couldn't have happen on your first 2 series offensively you had. The first series, you didn't stay on the field long, had about 4 plays, were out. And then the second series, you fumbled the ball, and then you're out. As we see now, the replay right here going for the long run. And again, once he cuts back the grain, with young players, like you said, being pulled from JV, sometimes they don't know where they're supposed to be in the field. They get caught up in the wash, and that's what happened on that play right there, and Stockdale's in business. And it's not looking good right now for the Buchanan Bears.
Yeah, because once Bispo cut to the right side, it kind of, the seas parted for him on the left side, and here you go with your touchdown run.
Yeah, and the touchdown, he's too strong for these young men out here. When he's going to get that head steam right there, you don't get that penetration to hit him before he gets started. You know, strong backs like that, you have to get them a great build. He's going to actually be able to pop you and drive you when he hits you.
So DJ Martin has 20 touchdowns on the season now. And Andre Haidari set to kick off once again. This is probably the most times he's had to kick off in the first 3 minutes of a game, and I'm willing to bet his career here is Shota Runge, and lines back deep again. See if Runge gets another chance to return the ball.
Not on this one, I don't think. Well,
Snap goes over Runge's head, so another touchback for Stockdale. Well, we haven't gotten to see a lot of Seth Miranda tonight as his offense has been on the field for maybe a total of 7 plays, but Miranda definitely one of the more athletic quarterbacks in the Valley. His 105 rushes, 596 yards leads the team, so he's their top quarterback and he's their top running back.
Well, you know, anytime you're talking about he's getting a scholarship in baseball to 2 schools that are very good in the baseball world, that are considered majors in the baseball world, you know, he's got to be a great athlete. And it just shows anytime a kid can be receiver, like he told me earlier, all league, and then he transferred to quarterback, and he's leading the team in rushing.
Here comes the blitz. Miranda on the run now, scrambles to the left. He takes a huge hit, but he completes the pass over the middle. And a lot of time and space. He has blockers downfield as Luplow. Luplow gets up to the 36-yard line, knocked out of bounds, and Miranda is slow to get up.
But he's up right there. You know, Matt, and we just talked about his athleticism, and that was it right here. You're going to see right here, we get the great contain right there, so he stops. This is just the athlete being an athlete right here. He just out-athletes the guy. Now he's going to find his guy set up. He knows he's going to take a shot, gets rid of the ball on the money. Good job right there, the receiver coming across and coming to the ball and not waiting and drifting upfield. And then now they've got a good field position as they're going to be on about the 36-yard line.
Castle, Miranda in the backfield. 4 receivers split out. They send Runge in motion. They hand off to Castle. Castle wrapped out, check down. Miranda still has the ball. Miranda went up the middle, a great play fake, and he picks up about 5 yards, gets up to about the 30-yard line.
You know, I like what the Bears are doing on this series. You know, obviously it was some improv in that first play back there, but you know they've had some good runs. They've had some success. They just had a fumble on the second drive, and then they weren't able to pick up a first down on that first one. But you know, right now they have some momentum, and I think they have to put something on the board on this series.
Miranda and Runge in the backfield once again. They hand off to Runge. Runge tries to make something out of nothing, but he may be able to pick up the first down on that 2nd and 4 play, Brian.
You know, it's going to be close, and I think it is a first down, Matt. The officials are waving them down, so good job right there, pound the ball. You know, and again, I like what they've done. They just have some mishaps that have cost them to have to give up some early series. But right now, they're doing a good job of moving the ball. They have some good big plays. Again, we talked about his accuracy. He's going to be an accurate quarterback, so he's not going to see a lot of balls overthrown.
Miranda takes the snap. He has plenty of time as his man over the middle. He's Runge. Runge to the right side. Runge inside the 20-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 15. Good tackle there by number 83, Daniel Hernandez, once again. So this offense, the chain starting to finally move here.
They sure are, man. You're going to see right here, he's going to have the running back just drag across right there, hits him on stride, good pass. And then now Ranger's going to just make some moves, make a guy miss, and picks up some extra yards, gets the first down. And we didn't see on that replay, but I'm going to give Zach Umphreys some credit. We talk all year long about these receivers chasing back to block. He realized the numbers were in his face. He turned around and got another block. If Ranger's ever able to make that one guy miss, he'd have had a touchdown because that receiver sealed his guy.
Miranda will take it himself. He goes up the middle, gets maybe about a yard, and he's going to be tackled at around the 14, 13-yard line. 6:24 left to go in the first quarter. Mustangs already up 14-0 on 2 early touchdowns by DJ Martin.
You know, and they're really set off big plays. I mean, both plays were big plays. They got on the left side of the sideline and just took off down the sideline. And really just a race against the safeties on both those big running plays. It set to 2 short touchdowns.
Miranda in the shotgun, hands off to Castle. Castle, a lot of room up the middle, and Castle dragged down inside the 5-yard line. So Buchanan finally threatening. And they pick up another first down, it looks like, and it's going to be a 1st and goal inside the 5.
Now, Matt, on the visual replay, we couldn't see it right there, but this time you got to give Castle great credit for adjusting. Now he tightened the ball up against his chest. It was very tight and pinned in against his chest, so he couldn't get stripped on that one.
Oh, Castle already has 1 fumble tonight, and Miranda is going to be in the shotgun. He has trips to the left. He has Castle in the backfield. He hands off to Castle. Castle up the right side. It's going to be close, and they're going to mark him down just shy of the goal line. But the good thing for Buchanan, they have 4 downs to work with here inside the 5, and now it's going to be 2nd and goal at the 1.
Well, you know, now, one thing with them, you're going to see right there on the replay, just drove it up there, very close touchdown is, I'm going to take my time right here, man. I'm not going to be in a real rush to be scoring, especially when my defense is a little porous. You know, I want to score, but it's not going to hurt you to run some time off this clock.
Miranda hands off to Runge. Runge in over the goal line for the touchdown. Buchanan finally gets on the board, and that electrifies this crowd here on the Buchanan side of things. It's 14-6.
You know, and that's exactly the drive they want to have, Matt. They want to take a drive. It took almost 4 minutes off the clock. That's the kind of drives they want. Just, again, good plays. You're going to see right here, Runge is going to get the ball, and he's going to power up. And he's built a lot like DJ Martin, too. They're going to be hard kids to stop close to that goal line when they get that momentum. They're going to have enough power to run through you and put the ball in the end zone those short distances like that.
Luplow's extra point is true. It's 14-7. Buchanan has cut the deficit in half, but let's see how their defense responds to this now, as they've allowed two relatively long, easy drives here by Stockdale.
Well, you know, there really wasn't any pressure on the running backs. The running backs weren't even hit till they got down inside the 10-yard line. So the one thing that, you know, that the defense, if you're not going to be able to stop people and really do like a BHS defense or Centennial or Liberty where you hold people to low point totals, you have to try to go for strips and get turnovers. You know, and when you're playing Stockdale, they don't pass the ball that often, so interceptions are going to be hard for you to come by. But if you got to go after the ball carriers, you have to go for those strips and try to get the turnovers that way. Or on special teams, you know, you're trying to win a game. Anytime you can try to get an onside kick, or you know, try to get a strip on the kickoff. And that's the play that set up they got the long play to get them down there. And good play, good pass catch. We show that again, and great job right there by the Buchanan staff. Miranda did an excellent job on buying himself time and finding the receiver.
Luplow set to kick off from the 40-yard line. Want to thank Premier Equipment Rentals for providing us with this beautiful view here today. This camera right here that you're seeing, we are directly to the right of that camera. And Luplow's kickoff. It's a squibber. It's going to be picked up at around, well, nope. That's going to go, oh, it's picked up right at the goal line. Bad decision there, and Stockdale is going to have to work from inside their own 10-yard line, as picking it up was Bruce Jennings.
Well, you know, Bruce just made a decision a little too late to go after the ball. He thought it might roll in the end zone. Then once he realized it didn't, he had to pick it up. But, you know, you see those slow rollers, those are the ones, you know, you just go charge them. It's like a slow rolling hitting baseball. You've got to charge it.
You have to charge it before it pops up and credits you with an error on the play.
And if we were in baseball terms, that was an error right there.
That was definitely an error.
Picking that ball up that close to the goal line and getting stuffed inside the 10. But, you know, right now, the Buchanan defense has to figure out a way to get some stops.
So Stockdale has to go 97 yards to pay dirt, but here's Jeremy Bispo up the middle. Check that, it's DJ Martin, and he's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards up the middle.
You know, right here, this is a better job of the defense right here. They're getting some penetration, and then now they're swarming. They're going to gain tackle, and that's how they have to be. They have to get 5 or 6 hats on DJ Martin to bring him down. One-on-one, I think they're going to have a great chance at that with his strength.
DJ Martin, only a sophomore. 5'9", 190-pound sophomore. Barnard and Company, 2nd and 8. They go a sweep to the right side, and that's sniffed out by the Buchanan defense. That was number 59, Ramel De La Cruz.
Well, this is what you want to do right here. You got to get some penetration. Romero does a great job of getting across the line. He sniffs it out like you said, Matt. They need to just bring him down.
3rd and 12 now for Stockdale, as Barnhart and Company finding themselves in unfamiliar territory in this first quarter, as they put up 14 points. 14-7, they lead over Buchanan here in this first round of CIF Central Section playoff play. 3rd and 12 from the 6. Barnhart and Company quick to the line. Bispo's in the backfield. And it's going to go up the middle and sniffed out once again by the Buchanan defense. So, Brian, you talked about it. Buchanan needed a stop, and that's exactly what they got.
You know, and that's exactly what they did. A great job of the coaching staff of Justin. They got a little more penetration on now against the Stockdale Mustangs. And again, they're swarming to the ball. And maybe, like you said, they brought up some JV guys that, you know, maybe they're a little anxious, maybe not sure how to play. But that's gone there on that series. They played great. You know, now they're going to get a chance to get good field position depending on where they field the punt. And if they get a good punt return, you never know. They could take it back to the house. But right now, you got to definitely get a chance to get good field position at minimum.
Now Haidari puts this one up. Luplo catches it at the 45. Luplo almost fumbles it. Luplo's got a lane. Luplo has blockers down the left side. Luplo to the 25. And he's knocked down inside the 20-yard line. All the momentum swinging in favor of Buchanan now.
Well, you talk about swinging. We're going to see this ball swing up right here. He's going to come around. See that ball come up out of his hands. Does a good job of catching it. Now, great block. I like Runge right here. He's going to take out a guy. Luplo's going to cut back, and he's put him now inside the red zone, Matt.
Now, that was one of those look what I can do moments by Luplo. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Buchanan back in business trying to tie this baby up with 2:47 left to go in the first. Miranda in the shotgun. Trips to the right. One receiver to the left. Plenty of time. Miranda has a lane. Now Miranda almost falls down, rolls to the right side. He's got a man wide open in the back of the end zone, and it's caught for the touchdown.
I'll tell you this young man's an athlete.
Zach Umphris pulls it down, and this game is 1 point away from being tied.
Well, Miranda has what they say sometimes escapability. Look at Houdini work right here. He's going to step up, almost stumbles, doesn't fall, uses the ball to keep up. Now his eyes are up on the field. That's what I like. He finds the receiver wide open, and the line were disciplined. Nobody got downfield, man. Touchdown, Bears.
Luplo trying to tie this game. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on the way, and this game is tied. So a wild first quarter thus far, 2:37 left to go.
And again, like I said right here, watch him step up. He's back. He steps up. He doesn't panic because he knows that he's able to keep himself on balance. And then right there, great throw on the run. And we talked about accuracy, man. He's putting all these balls where the receivers can catch them. I mean, nothing's way away from the receivers. And anytime you got a kid throwing the ball like that as a receiver, you're licking your chops. That's dinner time.
Well, you talk about balance, Brian. It was funny. He used the ball to keep himself up on that play. That's something you don't see very often, something they obviously don't coach.
No, that's not how you draw it up, but you'll take it if you're the Buchanan staff.
Well, Stockdale came into this game averaging 27 points per game and holding opponents to 18.9 points per game. So this one's looking like it might be a shootout, looking like it might be a track meet, Brian. Luplo set to kick off once again. And he's going to get another tee, it looks like. And yes, it does matter, guys. It does matter, the kind of tee that you use.
Okay, well, take us through this tee and tell me why this tee is the right tee opposed to whatever other tee you have.
Well, the orange tee, that one has prongs on the backside to hold the ball up. And if you get your foot on those before you get, this, as opposed to this one, doesn't have prongs, could make for a kick to go awry. Up low, fumble! Ball's put down once again, it's still loose. And I think Stockdale jumped on top of it. Wow.
Stockdale recovers the fumble.
Not a good night receiving-wise for Bruce Jennings, Brian.
No, and he's one of the kids that, that can make some plays from the kickoff return situation right there. That hit those pads, goes right through the basket. And luckily for Stockdale, it bounced into the back of the other players, and they were able to recover it. I think Jennings recovered it himself, actually. And again, let's see what the Stockdale offense does now that they've been stopping that one series. Let's see if the Bears have gotten some confidence now.
Barnard, hands off, left side, flag down, and the knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line was the running back Justin Ramos. But this is all depending on the flag here by Baines Bank, the head referee, and we'll see what the call is.
Well, one thing, Matt, is they called holding, so that's going to go back. It's in that area where you usually get that call or legal block. Either way, it's going to go back 10 yards there and put them in a, if they take the penalty, it'll put them in 1st and long.
Now it looks like they're going to take it, and it's going to be 1st and 10, or 1st and 20 rather.
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a lot of bodies in that pile, and that replay brought to you by Audio Visual Plus. For any of your audio-visual needs, including the podium, go to Audio Visual Plus. 2:24 left to go in first quarter. Now the clock's rolling. 14 all. Stockdale nearly having the wheels come off on this last kickoff and then getting called for a hold. Barnard, hands off, left side. It goes to Bispo, and he's going to go up the middle. as they're running a lot of misdirection in the backfield, Brian, kind of throwing me off.
Yeah, they are. And that's what they do usually in this little wing tee they run. And Bispo comes around, and he's going to go right up the middle of that big hole. And he's picked up a good chunk of that for those 20 yards right there.
Well, the winner of this game will have the privilege of playing Clovis West, who has a bye this week at Clovis West. So a lot of work to get done tonight, but certainly a challenge next week. 2nd and 15. Barnhart pitch to the right side to Martin, and he's snuffed out in the backfield once again. Dela Cruz down there again for the Bears.
Well, you know, Matt, they're getting penetration. Anytime you get penetration against a wing T offense or any offense that really wants to run the ball, it makes it very difficult because the running backs can't get the momentum up. And right now, they're just getting beat up front. The line are just getting beat. Right there, you see a miss, another miss. They're just getting beat up front. The guys blocking blocking up front. They have to do a better job of getting their helmets on some guys and open up some lanes for DJ Martin and Bispo to get going.
Alex Williams took on the block that forced Martin to cut it back up to the inside. Option, they pitch out to Martin once again. Martin has a blocker, but Martin's going to be pulled down at about the 32-yard line, so it was a long 3rd down play. And they ran it, and it's going to be another punting situation for the Mustangs with 45 ticks left to go in the first.
Well, you know, right there, Martin picks up another big chunk, makes it about, like you said, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. But good job again by the Buchanan defense. And you're seeing now their confidence is starting to get a bit better. The defense, they're gang tackling, they're getting penetration. You're seeing 2 or 3 guys near the ball carrier. In those first 2 series, there was nobody by the ball carrier on either big play, big run.
Haidari back to punt, Runge and Luplo back to receive. This is going to be Luplo. He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to take a sideways bounce and be down at about the 26-yard line with 9.6 left to go at in the first quarter. All tied up, 14 all, 2 touchdowns for DJ Martin for Stockdale, and then the most recent Buchanan touchdown was a pass on the far corner of the end zone to Zach Humphreys.
You know, you got to give Buchanan some credit. They could have really got down on themselves, being down 14-0 after being beat the way they were beat earlier in the year. But they hung in there, the defense tightened up, and the offense started getting some things going. And right now, they're feeling pretty good. And I'll tell you this, you have to figure out what you're going to do with Miranda because he's the guy that's really killing you right now if you're Stockdale.
Miranda in the shotgun. He hands off up the middle to Kenny Castle. Castle gets maybe about 2 yards as we near the end of the first quarter here. You're watching the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Matt Alvarez next to Brian Adams. We'll be back for the second quarter.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning. And Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Just beginning the second quarter, and down goes Miranda on a big sack. So you talked about the Stockdale defense needing to step up, and definitely stepping up there was Mario Perez, the linebacker.
Well, Mario Perez did a great job of coming around and making the sack, but that time right there just looked really strange, the pass routes by the receiver. It seemed like they were just kind of jogging around, and they weren't taking off and really exploding off the line. And the coverage was right there, so it was a good coverage sack, nowhere to throw the ball to, and great job Perez making the sack.
So Miranda faced with a 3rd and 14. Looks, he has plenty of time, goes over the middle to Luplo, and that's out of his hands as Perez was on the coverage. So it's going to be 4th down.
Well, you'll see right here, I'll tell you he's accurate, Matt, and right here he's going to throw it right again, right where the receiver wants to have it, right through his hands.
Well, it's the only game in town tonight, folks. Tehachapi hosting. I believe Wasco is hosting, but this is the only game in Delano is hosting, rather. This is the only game in Bakersfield tonight. And Luplow set to punt. And he gets off a shank. And that one's going to go out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So Stockdale going to be in pretty good field position here to start their first drive of the second quarter.
You know, one thing about Coach Snow, you know, he was at North High. I watched him over there through the years, and at Stockdale, he's not going to panic and give up on his running game. He will get them going. You see right there, the ball goes off the outside of the foot and just gets the ball about to the 45-yard line. But, Matt, he's going to stick with his running game. He might do a little play-action pass, something short. If he gets something deep, maybe, but more than likely it'll be a conservative pass where he just gets a good completion. But he's going to stay with that running game. And with Bispo and Martin, you can't blame them.
So Barnhart and company back to work at the 46-yard line. They hand off, right side, Bispo. Bispo makes a move. No, he doesn't. He's tackled. Great job out there by Kenny Castle on the left side of the defensive line.
Well, I'll tell you this, Matt, that's what you call a great open field tackle right there. You know, he's going to be able to break down, able to get Bispo tripped up right there, and picks him up for little or no gain on that play.
So it's going to be 2nd and 9 as they credited him with a gain of 1 on the play. Bispo goes in motion. They hand off to Martin up the middle. Martin gets about 5-6 yards and pulled down. About the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, but this is the 3rd downs that you like when you're a coach. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, you know, 3rd, maybe 35 at the most. So those are manageable. But those are always 3rd downs, Matt, where you have an option. You can run the ball or pass.
Well, we'll see which they decide to go to here with Barnard. And keep in mind, Barnard a good passer in his own right. I mean, he enters the game with 536 passing yards, but they're going to hand off. They go up the left side. And he's tackled just over the 1st down marker. That was number 30, Justin Ramos. So Ramos picks up the 1st down for the Mustangs.
You know, right here, they're going to come right back around. You see guard out there pulling, and you're going to see Ramos come right behind him. Great job right there by Ramos to spin. That little spin right there is going to get him, or his momentum gets him going towards the first down, and he's going to fight right there for those last yards. Now, De La Cruz is just a little late from keeping him from that 1st down.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 34-yard line. 9:51 left to go in the second. Bispo in motion, and Barnard rolls to the right. Barnard cuts back to the left, and he's going to go up the middle for about a gain of 2 or 3. Barnard a little bit of scrambling here, couldn't find an open receiver.
You know, Barnard right here is going to roll out to his right. He has nowhere to go, so he's going to tuck the ball up, and good job of picking up some positive yardage. He's able to pick up about 2 yards on that play.
People checking in from the Stockdale sidelines as 9:15 and counting left to go as Barnard takes the snap. Hands off, left side, it's Ramos again. Ramos breaks a tackle. Ramos picks up the 1st down and goes out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line.
You know, and again, I like the way Ramos comes in. He's a little more of a scat back type, you know, really jitter feet. He's going to see him right here. He's going to keep his feet going, dips in, dips out, makes a guy miss there. And then now he's going to put a little shoulder down on him and say, hey, I'm going to be a little physical. You know I'm not as strong as Martin, but I can be physical too. So I like that.
And Ramos, the 5'8", 150-pound senior. Bispo in motion. They pitch to Bispo. Bispo has a blocker out front. Bispo to the right side. And there's going to be a block in the back call as Bispo gets inside the 5-yard line. What do you think of that one, Brian?
Well, you know, it was easy to see right there as it was going live, and that's not what you want to have your Stockdale. But I told you about Snow, he's going to stick with that running game, and he has a plethora of running backs in that cupboard, so he's going to go to it. But you're going to see right here, you're going to see the cutback right there, and then we're going to see who gets hit right there, 44. And, you know, I know he doesn't want me to call him out like that, but I know Mr. Lemon there, you can't hit him in the back when you see those numbers. You got to go downfield and find somebody else to block.
So the play was already past that point. And that would have been a 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, but instead, looks like it's going to be a timeout called here. Timeout Buchanan. So we'll take another look at the play, Brian.
And again, you know, just a little toss right there and going around. And you see right there was the block right in the back, and it was an easy call for the officials to make. So it's going to negate that first down. They got the first down, but it's going to make it, like I'm saying, 1st and 11 on that.
Yeah, it's not going to be near as close as it could have been. Well, tonight's officials, the head referee, Baines Bank, the umpire, Tony Robertson, the line judge, Rich Kellenberger, the head linesman, Dennis Renz, the back judge, Sean Ziegler, and on the box is Steve Laird. All those members of the Kern County Officials Association doing a great job week in and week out. And with high school football season coming to an end, these officials may go on to officiate some basketball games, maybe some soccer,
I think some
baseball.
will go soccer, they'll go basketball. I know Rich does baseball. Matter of fact, he'll be out tomorrow at Southwest. So you know they'll keep doing what they do, just like you keep doing what you do, young man.
Barnard and company back to work, 1st and 11 from the 24-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Martin, and Martin gets hit hard but picks up about 4 or 5 yards. So they go right back to Martin after they go to Bispo to the right side. And like Brian said, the penalty was run was negated rather because of a penalty. So it's going to be about a 2nd and 7 here from the 18.
You know, and this is where if you're the Buchanan team, you got to get back to that penetration you had those 2 series you had in a row. And if it's Stockdale Mustangs, you got things rolling again. You got some good blocking going downfield now, and all your running backs are running the ball well. So I keep sticking the ball on the ground.
DJ Martin, spin move, cuts back to the left side. Now he's wrapped up. About a gain of 3. It's going to be close to the 1st down marker. Will bring up a 3rd down, though.
And again, this is what you want to be if you're Coach Snow and company, 3rd and short, because you can do so many things. You can still run the ball, or you can do a pass. And one thing they do well, if you watch, is they do a great job of play action and really making the play look like it's a run, and then they roll out.
Barnard faced with the 3rd and 2 here in the Stockdale offense. They fake the pitch, and they hand off to Perez, and he is smacked hard. That was huge hit put on there by number 55 from Buchanan, Patrick Marmolejo.
And that's how you crush a guy right there, man. You know, that's how you do it. You come in, you hit him. And this is what it's good to have a kicker like Adari, because now you know you can almost chalk up 3 points on the board when you get in here. Kind of like my partner here back when we used to call his game. They didn't get down to that much, though.
No, we didn't. Haidari set to take a 32-yard field goal attempt here. Haidari, the verbal commit to USC, and there was a little movement beforehand, but not called, and Haidari knocks it through. Stockdale 17, Buchanan 14, with 6:50 left in the 1st half. So Brian, Stockdale able to put 3 more points up on the board. Not what they wanted. They had the chance to be inside the 5-yard line, but Buchanan's defense kind of stepping up there when they needed to.
Well, you know, and I think that's exactly what you're exactly right. You know, Buchanan's defense had settled down. They were able to bend a little bit. They didn't break, and, you know, forcing Stockdale to kick that field goal. But if you're Stockdale, you know, I'm Coach Snow and staff. I like the response. You know, we gave it 14 unanswered points. And we've come back now. Our offense went 3 and out in the last series. We were able to get some drives going. We got the backs going again. Linemen are getting down blocking. I'm feeling good about it. We put up 3 on this. I'm thinking, okay, we can come down, get a stop, get the ball back, put another 7 on the board, and we're up 10. So I think Stockdale's sitting just fine. I think they're okay. You know, you're not going to always, every series, Matt, be able to just run the ball and never get stopped.
You know, Brian, I have to ask, because in 4 years of high school, I never once played in a playoff game. I'm sure you've played in many playoff games during your tenure in high school. What's the feeling out there? How are these guys feeling pregame? How are they feeling now as we're settled in?
You know, the first playoff game we played in, we weren't so nervous. I think we just had a great confidence. But games 2 and 3 of the playoffs, you know, it got a little bit more where we started feeling the pressure of maybe, trying to not to lose, and we came out a little slow in a couple of them.
Oh, that one going to be knocked deep into the end zone. Runji catches it 5 yards deep, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and Seth Miranda and company will go back to work for the Bears. Now, Buchanan came into this game 2-3, actually both teams 2-3 in their respective leagues. Stockdale, the Southwest Yosemite League, after winning the SWIL last year. Buchanan in the Tri-River Athletic Conference. I mean, look at that conference. Central, Clovis West, Clovis East, Clovis North, Clovis. I mean, that's a league right there. Miranda in the shotgun. He has 4 wide receivers. He drops the ball off the snap, but he hands off up the middle to Kenny Castle. And Castle gets 14 yards, picks up the 1st down.
You can see right here, the snaps drop, they're able to get the handoff off, and Castle is just doing a good job of running upfield, and I like, again, how he's securing the football now. You don't see that air when he's running with the ball anymore on his last few times he's touched it.
Officially credited with 10 yards, but when he got the handoff, they were about 4 yards deep in the backfield. So it's going to be a 1st down and 10 with 6.5 left to go. Stockdale up 17-14. Miranda, they send Castle in motion to the left side. Miranda looking left side, got his man wide open, and it's caught and knocked out of bounds. And that's Humphreys, who has the touchdown catch tonight for the Bears.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm really impressed with Miranda here and the touch he's showing the ball and how he's putting the ball in catchable spots for the receivers. And Humphreys just right there grabs it and is able to pick up a good little gain right there on the fade route. And great job of throwing the ball so he didn't fade him out of bounds, kept so he could catch it, stay in bounds. And, once again, Buchanan's offense is starting to really work.
Miranda has trips to the right. Humphreys came into this game with 264 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. Miranda looks to the sidelines, gets his call, and he'll take the snap to the right side. Caught by Castle out in the flats, and Castle's going to be wrapped up for a short gain. Great job out there by Mario Perez, limiting the yardage.
And I'll tell you right now, the reason why this wasn't a bigger gain is because where the ball is thrown. See how the ball is thrown to the back shoulder? He has to adjust to catch it, so it's going to slow him up. If that ball is thrown to his front shoulder, then he's going to have a chance to catch it on the run. It's going to make it a much tougher tackle and angle for Perez to make that play. And he still picked up 6 yards.
5 wide receivers set. Miranda and Castle in motion. Now Castle drops back to the shotgun formation. He'll get the ball on the left side. Castle knocked down after a possible gain of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 3.
And right there, Desmond Friendly does a great job of reading the play and making the tackle. And they got Castle, who's a big back. So they have him going now sideline to sideline. You see how he's changed direction? Now he's going to the sideline. He's not going to win that battle. But when he's going straight upfield and attacking that defense, he's a load to bring down.
So 3rd and 2 officially. Buchanan has already used 1 timeout. Stockdale has all 3. And Buchanan's going to use their 2nd timeout right now.
Timeout, Buchanan.
So Buchanan taking their 2nd timeout. We're up top of the Premier Equipment Rentals Scissor Lift. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside the 13-year captain of our broadcast, Brian Adams. Premier Equipment Rentals. All the equipment rentals you need, Audio Visual Plus. Got to thank them for their sponsorship tonight. And, of course, our new media sponsors, Crab Radio and KHTY Fox Sports Radio 970 with Jim Rome in the morning, the one and only Jim Rome. And then, of course, the Prime Minister of high school football, or all high school sports here in Bakersfield, KGET Friday Football Extra, Mr. Todd Strain. I saw him out on the field during pregame. Unfortunately, you're not down there to be able to shake his hand tonight, huh, Brian?
No, I'm not usually doing my meritorial stuff for the Bright House Network football crew tonight.
Brian Adams in his first stint up top of the Premier Equipment Rentals Scissor Lift, about 40 feet up in the air here. Vance Palm could not be with us tonight. He is probably warm and cozy inside a nice hall, emceeing Rudy Carbajal, the one and only athletic director at CSUB's athletic dinner, or his retirement dinner, rather. 3rd and 2. Miranda hands off to Castle up the middle. Castle picks up the 1st down. If he wasn't tripped up, he could have been going a long way.
But you see now, Matt, what I'm saying about his running style. He's going straight ahead. It's a better advantage for the Bears because he's a harder back to tackle this way when he's attacking, getting his momentum going.
Boy, he just got tripped up there right at the line of scrimmage, but it's going to pick up a 1st down at the 30-yard line. So Buchanan, wheels starting to roll a little bit quicker here. Castle in the backfield with Miranda. Cornerbacks move into press coverage. Miranda looks, finds Castle out the flats. Castle cuts back, runs over his man, runs over another man. Castle still on his feet and pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. You talk about a downhill runner, Brian.
Well, you're going to see a great job right here looking into the receivers. Now he knows he has the back coming out the backfield, and look at right here, Castle's going to just punish the defensive cornerback, punishes Perez, puts him down, and he's going to keep on running through. And then, you know what? Let me get you another little shot just so you know I'm coming.
Well, I've got some early contenders for the Crab Crush thus far as Miranda has trips to the left and a first down. Castle up the right side, flag down. He's put down at about the 9-yard line. But this is all pending the flag as it was thrown by one of the line judges. I think it was Rich Kellenberger who threw it, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Well,
See what Banks has to say. And it is going to be a legal procedure. So it's going to move the ball back to the 22-yard line.
You know, we talk all year long right here. You know, it's going right there, it's going up the field, and it's going to come back because of the procedure penalty. But we talk all year long about, you know, you have to be disciplined, especially in the playoffs. These little things can magnify situations. Instead of now being second and it would have probably been 3 or 4, now you're 1st and 15.
And I believe they had 5 men in the backfield. I think that's what the call was. Miranda goes left side, ball batted up in the air, knocked down. Great play by Desmond Freeling on the defensive end. Well, Miranda had his man out on the left side, but Freeling got his big paw up there.
Yeah, just a great job right here. Freeling doing a major athletic move right there, rising up and knocking it down. As that play would have had a little bit of momentum too if it could have been caught.
2nd and 15. 4:14 left to go. Stockdale up 17-14 here in the second quarter.
You know, and this is the difference too, is they don't have the same kicking game as Stockdale to have those little setbacks.
That's true. Miranda with Castle in the backfield. Miranda, his offensive line giving him plenty of time tonight, fires the pass. It was an ill-timed pass, though, as it was intended for Jason Gonzalez, and it was wide.
Well, it looked like, you know, he thought that Gonzalez was going to keep on going and move to the outside, and Gonzalez, it looks like he's just going to stop. Yeah, see, now that's Gonzalez right there. Gonzalez has to keep going. When you're that receiver dragging across the field, you keep going. Let the quarterback hit you. If he keeps going, they maybe have a chance to pick up 6 or 7 yards and put themselves in the 3rd and manageable. You know, 3rd and 15, you know, I don't know how manageable it is, but he's been making plays all night, so who knows what Houdini can do tonight.
Runge in the slot. We haven't heard a lot from him tonight. Castle in the backfield. Miranda. Blitz comes. Miranda has to run. Miranda rolling to the right. He's going to take it himself, and he's pushed out at about the 17, 18-yard line area. So it's going to bring up a 4th down, and the kicking unit will come on. So Miranda tried to make as much as he could out of that play, but just ultimately ran out of time.
Well, I think, too, with Miranda getting the ball to where he got it, he gives his kicker a good opportunity to make a field goal.
So this is Luplo. It's going to be a 35, 36-yard field goal
now, is that,
from the right hash.
Should that be routine for a high school kid, kicker-wise, if he's a decent kicker?
Well, we'll see. Snap good, hold good, kick is on the way, and it is good, and this game is tied. 17-all with 3:53 left. There's your answer, Brian.
So you're telling me that that's about the limits of where they're at? So that was a big-time run then by Miranda to get them maybe into field goal position.
Absolutely, because that field goal looked like it barely crossed the crossbar. 17-all, 3:53. Both teams have put up field goals on their respective last possessions, as you see the field goal here. Barely get over the crossbar.
I think he's got some yardage.
3 or 4 yards, maybe.
Yeah. You never know. You never know in a playoff game how far a kid can kick it under the pressure, and sometimes people rise up. But you know, one of the questions that I have is, Matt, that we're watching the game, is that 2 penalties on each respective offense force these teams to kick field goals.
You're absolutely right. Martin and Bispo set to receive the ball from Luplo, fresh off his 35-yard field goal. Notice it's not their normal returner, and this ball is going to be caught in the end zone for a touchback. They don't have Bruce Jennings back there, as he had trouble corralling those last 2 kickoffs.
And that's kind of what can happen when you bobble them a couple times. The coaches lose a little confidence, say, hey, this is a big game, playoff game. We got to get somebody else out there.
So Stockdale will start at the 20-yard line with 3:53 left to go in the second quarter.
I don't know what that call is, Matt, but I know he put the arm up like it's strong, and they've been strong ever since those first 2 series.
So we'll see here, tie ball game, 17 all. As Jennings checks in as the wide receiver on the left side. Barnard sends Ramos in motion, but hands off to Martin. Martin straight up the middle, picks up 5 yards. So they go back to their bread and butter.
I'm telling you, this is how Snow will suck you in. He keeps dinking you like this with the run and dinks you with the run, and he keeps that running. All of a sudden, they'll do that same play. That quarterback will keep it, and the next thing you know, it'll be somebody wide open, 15, 20 yards down the field, or that little short in the flats, and the running back will cut up field and gain 30 yards.
Martin again. Or check that, they run the option play, and they've got a man out there. It's Justin Ramos. Ramos picks up a block, and he's over the 50-yard line at the 45. Boy, that misdirection, Brian, that really throws us off.
You know, right here, you see, he's going to fake it right there, and then he's going to pitch it to Ramos. But look at what happens because of DJ Martin's running. How many guys went to DJ Martin and opened it up for Ramos on the sideline? And great call right there by Coach Snow and staff, and they're on the run right now.
Well, that's what DJ Martin can do. He can attract the defense for sure, and they'll key on him. That'll leave other players open. So first down from the 47-yard line of Buchanan. Barnard looks, drops back, throws the ball to the left side. It's going to be up in the air, and it's going to be pulled down and caught. What a great catch by Bruce Jennings. He redeems himself for those 2 gaffes on the kickoff return.
You know, and Bruce is a playmaker, and that's what he does. And you can see right here, the ball's going to be thrown up for grabs. And this is where the defensive back just lost position of where he was at. He was eventually in good position. He just couldn't knock the ball up. A good job by Jennings. What I like is Jennings went after the ball at his highest peak and snatched it. As you see right there, Jason Gonzalez was just lost the ball when he went up in the air.
They hand off to Martin. Martin cuts back, runs into a wall, but still picks up about 4 yards. So first and 10 play from the 20. They go right back to DJ Martin.
You know, right here, DJ's going to cut the ball back, gets behind his blockers, and he's going to just stay right in there and keep it going. And picked up 5 yards, and that's a big 5 yards.
2:35 and counting. Stockdale still has all 3 timeouts left as this game is tied and Stockdale driving. They hand off to Martin. Martin cuts back, finds a lane. Martin inside the 5, touchdown! Stockdale back on the board.
So right here, it's almost like the same play except the other direction this time. He's going to cut it back. And that's what I'm saying. Once he gets his momentum going like this, safety, you have no chance. Excuse me, get off me, and give me my 6, son.
So Stockdale finally able to get back into the end zone, and Haidari trying to put them up by 7. Here's the snap. And Haidari knocks it through. 24-17, Stockdale leads with 2:22. Deuces are wild left to go in the second quarter.
Well, you know, that's exactly what Stockdale wanted, to drive the ball, get the running game going. And that's exactly what they did. And again, you know, great run right there by DJ Martin. And again, you know, he has that great center of gravity, low build, strong. And, you know, he just has a lot of power, and young man can run.
5'9", $190, the sophomore, DJ Martin, and you'll be calling his name for a long time to come, Brian.
Well, you know, man, I mean, the one thing about when you see kids like that talent, they're going to be there for a long time. And again, here's the up for the jump ball. And this is just who wants it more and in position. You see right there, Gonzalez is out of position because he backpedaled himself too far out. Had he just stayed there and not been afraid for the receiver to run by him, a lot of times what you see in high school that you don't see in college or pro is the corners are afraid of getting run by. So they'll kind of keep themselves back. So when those kind of plays come out, the receiver can make the play on the ball, and they can't. Where in the college and the pro rank, they want the guy to get on the side so they can run with them and run inside the hip.
That was senior on senior as Gonzalez was out-jumped by Bruce Jennings, out-timed. 24-17, Stockdale leads. Haidari set to kick it off from the 40-yard line. From the north end, kicking to the south end as the Stockdale crowd finally gets back into it. Haidari puts foot to football, and that one's going to be out of the end zone once again. So another touchback for Andre Haidari. And what a weapon to have as Buchanan has to start from the 20-yard line. You're watching the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams. We are high atop the Premier Equipment Rentals Scissor Lift. It's Brian's first rodeo up here this year. Not his first rodeo, though.
No, we've been up here many times. I think it was I can't remember what game it was last year. When that wind started blowing, it got cold in one of those playoff games last year, and we were swaying back and forth.
We had a little bit of swaying in the Centennial game as over the middle the pass is complete. Miranda finds his receiver. That's
the freshman right there, and that's going to be Trenton Kemp right there with the reception.
So a big reception for the tall freshman, pulling one in, getting a first down with 2:15 left to go. Buchanan only has one timeout, but they're working from the Stockdale 40-yard line, or from their own 40-yard line, rather. Miranda finds Gonzalez wide open on the right side. Gonzalez takes it to the other 40-yard line. So Buchanan moving this ball pretty quickly, and they're in the hurry-up offense now.
Well, what I like is they get lined up in position, they all get to play, and they're going to be ready to go even before the ball is set.
Again, Buchanan has one timeout, 2 minutes and counting left to go in the first half. Miranda in the shotgun. Looks to the left side. Miranda still looking. Fires over the middle. Finds Gonzalez again. Flag down. And Gonzalez gets inside the 25-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is.
That's probably coming back again.
It's going to be an ineligible man downfield. So, again, shooting themselves in the foot, Brian. Undisciplined play.
You know, on that one, I mean, it's a lineman going down. Where are you going if you're a lineman? You know, I mean, you know it's a pass play, so there should be nowhere you're going.
Getting back to that thought on it swaying up here, the Centennial BHS game when the winds were gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour. Myself and Vance, I was pretty scared. I think Vance, he has ice water running through his veins.
We've been through that one before.
Speaking of which, Vance will be renting one of these Premier Equipment Rental scissor lifts to put the Christmas lights up on his rather large tree in his front yard. True story.
Oh, I'm going to get Vance to come put some lights up in my house.
Miranda looks, finds Castle near the sidelines, and he gets out of bounds. Looks like he stepped out, though, at about the 41-yard line. So Castle stepped out with his right foot before he was knocked out of bounds.
And that's the play I looked at earlier, so they're going to look and see if they can get the ball downfield. If not, they know he has a safety valve right there. And he does a good job, you know, for only playing quarterback for 1 year. He really looks good, Miranda.
He was a two-time all-league, all-track conference wide receiver, and he moved to the quarterback his senior year. Miranda running out of time. He's got to run. Now he throws it over the middle. Gonzalez drops it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 41-yard line.
Ball falls incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you right here, he does a great job. Again, he's just going to move. He's patient. He doesn't panic. And he's going this time throwing back across, going back, going left. And right there, you got to help him out there, receiver. You got to help him out.
So that takes the field goal out of the equation, being so far deep near midfield, right?
Yeah, puts him in 2-down territory now.
Miranda with trips to the left. Miranda drops back, plenty of time. Good pickup on the blitz. Now Miranda has to scramble. Miranda running back to the left side, fires, and it's dropped by Kemp on the near sidelines. So with 1:16 left to go, Buchanan may be forced into a punting situation here.
And right here, if you have this situation right here, you're a young receiver coming to the sideline. You know you're on the sideline. You're going to see, again, his escapability. You know, again, they can't get him, and he's going to throw the ball. This is where you got to try to catch the ball with you turn your hands out and really snatch it out here in front of you instead of trying to catch it and cradle it like that.
So Luplo will punt. Stockdale has nobody deep as they're playing all fake here. If Luplo can get this inside the 10-yard line, that'll be optimal for their defense. With 1:16 left and Stockdale has 3 timeouts. Luplo puts it up, and that one is going to bounce. It's going to be caught at the 8-yard line and dropped by number 8, Billy East. But nonetheless, inside the 10-yard line, just like the doctor ordered.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that's a smart decision right there. I think if that ball hits the way it was going, it had a good chance probably to get away from him and get in to the end zone. So it's better to try to make him go with that 98, 92 yards than opposed to trying to pin him at the 1 or 2 yard line. Now he's got to hope that DJ Martin and company, nobody gets a big run and those explosive runs that they're capable of.
So with a 7-point lead, Stockdale going to try to add to that as much as they can. Keep in mind they have a great kicker in Haidari, so I would assume they would only need to get it somewhere near the 40-yard line. A handoff to Martin up the middle, and Martin gets maybe 3 yards. We'll see if Coach Snow elects to use one of his timeouts here, which we're under a minute left to go. Martin going straight up the middle, tackle there made by Christian Para. And I think they're going to be content to sit on this one as there's not a lot of urgency being shown from that Stockdale sideline. Barnard. Hands off, far side, and they've got something here. It's Ramos. Ramos down the right side over the 35-yard line. So just like that, they come back with a quick up the middle, and then they run the 1-2 punch to the right side, the misdirection once again.
Well, again, you know, you got your guy who's already scored 3 touchdowns, keeping everybody at bay, even the cameras, and then you're going to see Ramos coming around again, the same, almost like a little different action in terms of you handing it off, but almost the same thing when they pitched it to him off the same action of faking that ball there to Martin.
So a timeout taken with 33.2 left. And Stockdale up 24-17, looking to add to that lead. And like I said, with a kicker as good as Andre Haidari, you only need to get it around the 40-yard line. Give him an attempt at a 55, 57-yard field goal. I think he can hit it. Saw him during pregame, was booting from the 45-yard line. That'd be a 55 during the game.
Well, I think that might be what the plan is. You know, again, I'll tell you this: after that one pass play, I would be tempted if I'm Stockdale to go over there again, you know, and test that coverage over there with Gonzalez.
Well, if the record books haven't changed from when I played back in 2005, I believe that the Central Section record for the longest field goal is 57 yards, held by one Stephen Baker, the brother of former NFL player John Baker.
You go to Foothill?
He did go to Foothill. Played some preseason time with the Raiders as well. Barnard, hands off, up the middle. DJ Martin breaks a tackle. Martin hit hard, but gets up to about the 45-yard line. The pile ensues with 24.7 left. Clock will stop to move the chains after the first down. We'll see what Coach Snow does on the Stockdale sideline. And Stockdale's going to run to the line. Stockdale did call their first timeout, so they have 2 left. Barnard, right side, finds his man. And Bruce Jennings gets out of bounds right around the 44-yard line, Brian.
Well, you know, that's exactly what you wanted to do right there. And Jennings does a great job of running us out, catching the ball, and then get out of bounds. So this clock's going to stop right there. And I'm telling you, you could go probably back and do it again and hit the same route on the sideline and pick up some more distance. And that would put you about your 40-yard line, Matt. That's what you said we had to be, right? About the 40?
Yep. 40-yard line, make it a 57-yard field goal. But I'm sure they want more than that, probably a little more insurance. They hand off to the far side. It goes Ramos again. Ramos hurdles the defender and then gets knocked down hard. And they're going to call a timeout with 7.5 left.
Well, you're going to get your kick right here. That's the same play they did earlier where Ramos come around the corner. He's going to leave his feet here, and Castle's going to – man, Castle's throwing some licks out there, man.
Castle throwing some licks on both sides of the ball. He has been one of the impact players for Buchanan tonight. You haven't heard a lot from Shota Rungi, who is their impact player. Him and Seth Miranda, their all-everything quarterback. And I'm sure the star shortstop that leads the team in batting average and whatnot, OPS percentage. So Buchanan coming off a loss to Clovis North, 21-27. They defeated Clovis and Clovis East. And Stockdale, how'd they do last week, Brian?
Well, you know, Stockdale beat Independence 45-0, and then they hung in with the Drillers the week before that in the first half till the Drillers kind of pulled away in the late third, fourth quarter, and then they lost to Frontier.
So with check that, they put 9 seconds back on the clock. Did they do that in high school? There was 7.5 last time I checked.
I guess when you're at home, that's what they do.
Well, they have a timeout to give, and DJ Martin goes up the middle. Martin is going to be dragged down.
He's got to go down, though. He's got to go down.
And the clock is stopped with 0.6 left. So just imagine if there had been 7.5 left on that clock, Instead, somehow 9 seconds appeared.
Well, I'm with the coach on the Bears. You know, right here, Martin's still fighting. He's not down yet. He's still going. He's still fighting. You know, he's still going. They finally blow the whistle, but I mean, that's real close. But they barely got that timeout out in time to get .6. Now it's real dangerous, Matt, to run the ball like that. But they were able to get away with it, and they're going to give it to. What did you say? He puts what?
They're going to give it to their money kicker here, Haidari. And that's going to be I don't know where they spotted the ball. Looks like they spotted it around the 26, 27-yard line, 25-yard line.
So we got put about a 42-yard kick.
That's going to be a 42-yarder. So 7.5 was originally on the clock. All of a sudden it went to 9 seconds, and that second and a half was put back on there, and now there's 0.6 seconds left. But as DJ Martin, as a sophomore, you have to know you have to go down in that situation, don't you, Brian?
I mean, the hardest thing is that's your style of running. You know, and for you to always say, oh, I got to go down, you see it all the time at any level. But here's the kick.
42-yard attempt by Andre Haidari to put the Mustangs up by 10 going into the locker room at halftime. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is on the way. It is good. And Stockdale takes a 27-17 lead back into the locker room for halftime. 27-17, Stockdale leads. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams. We'll be back for the start of the second half. You're watching the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week, exclusively on Bright House Networks.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no Tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Mustangs lead by 10 as we are set to begin the third quarter of play, 27-17. And DJ Martin has put on a show thus far tonight, Brian.
Well, yes, he has. You know, he's put the trifecta up already. Has 3 touchdowns in this game, and he's rushed the ball very well. Had a big run in the first series. Hasn't had a real big long like that, but he's had a couple nice 12, 15-yard runs, and he's just been consistent.
You saw it on the sideline right there. That was Seth Miranda throwing the ball back and forth with Zach Umphris. What do you tell your team if you're Buchanan's coach at halftime there? You obviously have the clock working against you and down by 10 against a team on the road.
Well, you know, I think you got to tell them is you got to look at things you did well. You know, when we played disciplined football, when we got penetration, we were able to get them to punt the ball to us twice, and we were able to capitalize and score. We drove the ball in here and had a chance to actually go ahead, and then we, you know, shot ourselves in the foot and had to take a field goal, and then we let them score right before the half. So, you know, we've had ourselves in the situation we want to be in. You know, now we've got to capitalize.
So Luplo getting set to kick off. DJ Martin, Jeremy Bispo back to receive for the Mustangs as soon as we get 12 minutes back up on the clock. We're at Stockdale High School tonight. It's round 1 of the CIF Central Section Division I playoffs. The winner of this game will go up to Clovis next week to take on the #1 seed, Clovis West. Always a good team up there in Clovis. Still no 12 minutes up on the clock. I mean,
there you go.
There it is. So right on cue. 12 on the clock, 12 set to boot the ball. That's Jordan Luplo. And this second half is underway. This one's going to go into the end zone as Bispo watches it go over his head. So Stockdale will start once again at the 20-yard line, going north to south here to begin the third quarter. Like you said, Brian, DJ Martin, the trifecta already tonight, 3 touchdowns and 2 Andre Haidari field goals, including 1 at the end of the half. So we'll see if Garrett Barnhart can get his offense motoring once again as he comes running off the sidelines along with Bruce Jennings.
You know, we haven't heard Bispo in a while, Matt. I think they're going to get him back involved in this game at some point because he's had some big runs.
They hand off to Martin, right side. Martin stuck hard, but he gets about 3 yards on the right hash, and he's brought down.
You know, we just heard a Central score. It was 34-7, and that's Central's rolling on Liberty, so who knows what's going to happen in that game, but Central's rolling out there. Like you said, that's one of the teams in this what'd you call it, section?
It's the Tri-River Athletic Conference.
Yeah, the track.
Central actually beat this Buchanan team 40-21 earlier in the season as DJ Martin finds some room up the left side, picks up the first down. He's still carrying tacklers, and he gets up near the 40-yard line. So a tough run, another tough run by DJ Martin, the sophomore.
You know, that's what he's able to do right here. Stays in those, those tackles, and right now he's just going to drive, keep his feet moving, and just uses his strength to carry players down the field.
Well, the second half, in the last time these two teams met up, and that was on October 8th, right here on this very field. The second half is when Stockdale pulled away for a 44-24 win over the Buchanan Bears. Trying to duplicate that effort as they go to the outside. It's Ramos. Ramos cuts back, and he's hit hard at about the 44-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play.
Well, one thing you're seeing now is you're seeing the linemen from the Stockdale Mustangs get downfield and get their bodies on people and open up some lanes for these running backs.
Well, they're doing that indeed to start off this second half as they've gone 24 yards in about 3 plays, and it's going to be 2nd and 4 from the 44-yard line. Buchanan's defense doesn't look like they're anywhere to be found right here early in the second half. Barnard hands off. Martin cuts it to the right side. Martin, the tackler hanging on him and finally able to bring him down is Christian Parra on the right side, but it's going to be enough for the first down as they're right near midfield.
Well, that's all you really want to do right here. Again, DJ Martin's going to cut it back against the grain. That's where they had some success earlier in the first half. But now just great job right there, just holding on, because otherwise he gets to that sideline, he could have been off to the races again.
27-17, Stockdale up by 10 with 10:08 left to go here in the third quarter. Barnard hands off. Ramos, right side. Ramos following his blockers. He has a convoy out there, but he's swallowed up on the 47-yard line of Buchanan. So they go Martin, Ramos, no Bispo.
And maybe they see something in Ramos that they like. He's had some pretty big runs, and they kind of rotate in he and Bispo. So
2nd and 6 now for the Mustangs as checking into the ball game is Brandon Lace. Lace comes and gives the play to Barnard. And as they always do, quick to the line. Martin in the backfield. And they hand off to Martin. Martin spins off a tackle up the middle. Martin still carrying tacklers over the 45-yard line, still on his feet. Finally, the whistle blows as he got up to about the 44. So again, a strong, powerful run by the 5'9" sophomore.
You just watch his feet. He just keeps his feet going. He doesn't quit. And it's going to take, like I said, it's going to take 4 or 5 guys usually to put him down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 before he's going to go down.
Beginning to cool off a little bit here tonight. It was chilly to begin with. I'd say it's in the high 40s right now. 8:50 left to go in the third. As you see Jordan Luplow, he's had an impact tonight for Buchanan. But he's on the defensive end right now, and Martin able to move the pile once again, and this Buchanan defense having a hard time stopping this Stockdale freight train. Martin picks up another first down.
You know, and right now this is just good hard work up the middle. I mean, the linemen are blasting off the line and getting room for him to run, and he's just going to just put his head up there and just push that pile as far as he can. And another first down, Stockdale Mustangs.
So 1st and 10 from the 37 now is Barnhart in the I formation. They hand off to Martin. Martin up the right side, makes something out of nothing, and he's able to pick up about 2 or 3 along the right side of the offensive line. Brandon Lace. No one can replace my Brandon Lace. Lace getting to see a little bit of action on this offensive series for the Mustangs. It's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 33-yard line as Barnard and company get set, and they hand off once again to Martin up the middle. Martin tripped up in the backfield. A good bit of defensive work there by number 98, Connor Martinez.
Well, that's going to be the first time in this series that they got some penetration, meaning the defensive line right there. And again, it's just tough as any running back. When they get penetration, you just can't get going, so it just presents a challenge for you.
So the first third down of the second half, it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 31. And Barnard will get the signal. 7:20 left to go in the third. Stockdale up 27-17. Barnard, they sweep it to Martin, and Martin stopped at first, and he breaks the tackle, goes to the outside. DJ Martin pushed out of bounds.
Now, if he lost the ball, they say he lost the ball, then it's going to be a touchback.
He's going to be marked out just shy of the goal line. They had penetration again, Brian.
Well, they had it, but they didn't wrap him up. He's going to just hit right there. Now, he has that low center of gravity, and that's what he's been able to do a few times this year. They don't wrap up and hold up, and he bounces off and pops through and then goes out down the sideline.
So Stockdale converts on 3rd down, and they have 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. The right hash, Barnard with Martin in the backfield. They go to Martin. Martin up the right side, and he's in for the touchdown. Number 4 on the night for DJ Martin.
You know, and right there, you know, like I said, he gets on that goal line. He just has a nose for that goal line, and he runs so hard and so tough. As you can see right there, he's going to put his shoulder down and just run right through the linebackers. And that's how they needed to wrap him up on that 3rd down play instead of trying to go for a big hit. And instead, they don't do it, and on this one, they wrap him up. He scores anyway. But that's how you have to tackle him.
Schleicher to attempt the extra point, not Haidari, as it's 33-17, 6:59 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Schleicher's extra point is true. 34-17, Stockdale doubling up Buchanan. As you're watching the Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week exclusively on Bright House Networks. You can catch this game anytime on demand, channel 300.
And here's the replay, the audio-visual replay right here. And you're going to see right there, if you wrap up and hold on, you have a stop. Or at least you force a 4th down. But instead, you weren't able to wrap him up. And his balance is so great. He's able to pop off, and now it's the speed that he has that allows him to get out. But Gonzalez, again, takes a great angle as he goes for the Superman into the end zone, but he was out of bounds.
Shota Runge, haven't heard a lot from him tonight, but he's set to receive this Andre Haidari kickoff once Stockdale breaks their huddle on the far side of the field. We're positioned on the 23-yard line, 24-yard line of the northeast side of the field on the Buchanan sideline. So Haidari tees the ball up on the far hash.
And I say it goes over Shota's head and hits about the back third of the diamond,
I say it lands on white lane. It's got a chance. You know, on one of those windy nights out at Centennial, the Centennial BHS game, that one might have flown onto White Lane for sure. Haidari set to kick off, foot to football. And that one's going to go
over his head. Let's see where it hit. Oh, halfway.
5 yards deep. Runge catches it. It's going to be another touchback in this Buchanan offense in desperate need of some points right now.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to get something on the board here. They're already down. They're doubled up here, 34-17. So they have to get some relief. You know, and the thing about it, they haven't played that bad offensively except for the first 2 series. They've been able to move the ball and do some things. They just haven't been able to keep up with the scoring barrage of the Stockdale Mustangs.
Miranda in the shotgun. He hands off to Castle. Castle finding some room. Castle up to around the 30-yard line. Looks like it's going to be enough for the first down. So right off the bat, we called it. Buchanan needs to get something going here, and they get a first down in 1 play.
You know, and the thing about, too, is Stockdale took a lot of time off that clock on that drive. And right here, you know, since that fumble, look at the ball, how Castle carries that ball. He has it tight end against that chest, in that corner of that armpit, and he's squeezing the air out of that ball.
Now keep in mind Castle's earlier fumble negated a pretty good drive that looked like it was going to go down for some points in the first quarter after a 3-and-out first possession for Buchanan. Castle gets the ball again. Castle wrapped up and thrown down. That's number 72, Sebastian Prince, the 6'2", 245 junior.
You know, and right here again, he's just going to power the ball up the field. And even when getting tackled in the backfield, Castle's still able to go forward and pick up some yardage.
So 2nd and 5 for Miranda. At the 35-yard line, Miranda drops back. Blitz comes as his man Gonzalez wide open. Gonzalez catches it at the 45, and he gets up to about the 48-yard line. So another first down for Buchanan, and it's starting to roll like clockwork here.
You know, this is what he was doing that drive, but before they had a punt and gave up the late field goal, they were just finding the open receivers, finding the open seams in that zone, and connecting passes and picking up yardage. So they've been doing this earlier in the game. They haven't been able to get to just be consistent once they got down the end zone to score.
There's Runge, finally makes his presence known, and he bounces off a tackler and fumbles the ball out of bounds. 42-yard line he goes out, but it's going to be another first down for Buchanan.
You know, and Runge's a lot like Martin, has that same kind of build. You know, they're just really low to the ground, built very tough to tackle when you just try to hit them. See, they're going to roll off of that kind of stuff, bounce off of the air. You have to wrap these guys up or they're going to keep rolling.
So Miranda and company on the 40-yard line of Stockdale now. 5:36 left to go in the third quarter. Miranda in the shotgun, has time, throws near side, caught by Umphris. Umphris over the 30-yard line, tackled at about the 27. And guess what, Brian? Another first down.
Yes, they keep those chains moving right now, and they're just picking the defense apart. They were doing this before the half, like we said, before they had a punt. But right there, Umphris having a good game as a receiver, had a touchdown pass. He's closing in over 75 yards, so he's doing a great job. You see right there the Bright House footballs.
Miranda hands off to Castle up the middle. Castle cuts it to the left side, and he's wrapped up just shy of the 20-yard line. Bright House football is about ready to be set to be thrown off by the Stockdale High cheerleaders.
You know, right there you have Matt Lemon joining on that tackle right there, and they got Castle to go towards the sideline instead of continuing to go straight. So good stop right there if you're the Mustangs.
We're going to have a timeout here. Looks like the official on the far side of the play is experiencing some discomfort on the 21-yard line. He's on his feet at the 21-yard line on the far side of the field, and head referee Baines Bank is going to go over there and check him out as he was grabbing his left ankle. And, you know, he came up a little bit gimpy a couple plays ago. He actually hit the deck, and now he's up. The Stockdale trainers, I don't think he got hit by a player, but he definitely was in some discomfort.
Yeah, and I hope Rich can run it off. He's a really good guy.
And that's Rich Kellenberger?
Yep. We were talking about his grandson, Jordan Burris, before the game, who's a Stockdale alum. That's over at Nevada Reno playing basketball and just had 15 points the other night against Pepperdine. So, talking about the kids, you know, they don't call you, they don't return calls. You got to text these kids today, Matt.
That is true. Texting is the way to go these days. The days of calling each other are days past now, Brian. Sorry to tell you. That's what the cool kids do these days. You know what surprises me is that some junior high kids have cell phones now. I didn't get my first cell phone until I was a senior in high school.
Well, we're not even going to talk about because I think none
That
of the
was
rest
5 years ago.
None of the rest of the crew had a cell phone in high school. They don't even have cell phones.
Back to business now. Miranda going to the right side to Humphreys. Pulls it down for the touchdown. So his second touchdown catch of the game, and Buchanan is back on the board.
Well, I'll tell you this. Miranda may not be a quarterback by trade, but he's looking like one of the better quarterbacks we've seen all season long. Look at the accuracy he's throwing the ball, and Humphreys is having a career day, I would suppose, as a receiver position. 2 touchdowns and well over 100 yards now.
So Humphreys picks up his 7th touchdown of the season, and Luplo is going to try to bring this game within 10. And the snap goes over the head, and Luplo's got to pull it down. He tried to kick it, and it's going to be picked up, and that's going to be a dead ball, as you cannot advance that at the high school level.
Well, that's gonna, if they continue to make plays and defense can get stops and they score, it's going to at some point make a decision that you might have to go for 2, Matt.
So an 11-point deficit now for Buchanan, 34-23. Stockdale leads with 4:45 left to go in the third. And let's take another look at that touchdown pass from Miranda to Humphreys.
And here we go right here. You know, and we talk about throws this season. You're talking about these are the throws that we see Cody Kessler make a lot, but he's throwing it right in there between the 2 defensive backs, only where the receiver can get it on that sideline, 1 yard in where that pylon is. Perfect throw, great catch, great job of going up and attacking the ball. And, you know, like I said about Humphreys, he had 5 touchdowns all season. Now he has 2, so he's almost got half his touchdowns in one game.
I want to thank our great sponsors, Premier Equipment Rentals. Myself and Brian Adams are on top of the Premier Equipment Rentals scissor lift, some 50 feet up in the air, Audiovisual Plus, for all your audio-visual needs, including the podium. And, of course, Crab Radio and KHTY Fox Sports Radio 970. And Todd Strain and the Friday Football Extra from KGET. DJ Martin pulling down this return and knocked down at the 17-yard line. Great thanks to all of our sponsors, including our new media sponsors who allow us to bring you the games to you in their entirety.
You know, right there, field the ball and this. You know, sometimes those little slow dribbling kicks like that gives your coverage team a chance to get down there. That's the second time they've pinned these guys down inside the 20-yard line.
Now at the 19-yard line, Barnard and company will grab possession once again. 4:39 left to go in the third quarter. Barnard sends Perez in motion, but they hand off to Martin. Martin cuts back to the right side, gets about 4 yards, and he's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. So they go back to Martin. They keep it on the ground, though, Brian. Not a lot through the air tonight for Barnard.
Well, you know, I mean, you look at statistically, they don't throw the ball a lot. You know, if you cover Coach Snow, he's going to, like I said, stay with that running game. They're not going to throw a whole lot of passes. I mean, you're thinking about 82 passes, and they play 10 games. That's only 8 passes a game, attempts a game.
So they send Bisbell in motion again. Fumble! Ball's on the ground. Stockdale jumps on it. Good awareness there by number 53, Kevin Gianelli, the senior offensive lineman, to hop back on that one as Buchanan got great penetration there.
You'll see right there, we talked about penetration, right there on the handoff. Well, attempt for the play action. They want to get the ball actually to Ramos, I think, again, but weren't able to because the penetration was able to catch it right there by Connor Martinez. Great play, great penetration. And now you're going to put Stockdale in the 3rd and long. And this is where you kind of want Stockdale to be at, where you know they have to kind of pass. But again, he will still run the ball, as you know, it's only by 8 attempts this season.
They're going to pass it. Barnard throws it, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Christian Parra. And Buchanan takes over on the Stockdale 42.
Right here, you're going to see Parra's going to step back. He has a receiver going to try to fit in there between 3 white jerseys. You're going to see 1, 2, 3, and there's just not a chance. And Parra's a big kid, jumps up, does a great job of securing the catch and interception, and he's going to put his guys back in business.
Well, you mentioned they don't throw the ball a lot, Brian, but when they do, you see the result. They hand off. Castle goes to the right side. Castle dragged down after a gain of about 3. So 39-yard line. Buchanan has the ball. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Sorry, Matt, but that's where I want Castle running. I want him running towards that sideline. When he's going that way, he's getting 2, 3, maybe a few yards. But when he's going up the gut, he's been getting 5 and 6 yards a pop.
Miranda has trips to the left and Castle in the backfield. And Kemp on the right side. Another undisciplined penalty by Stockdale as they jump offside, and they're going to make it 2nd and 1.
We haven't seen that much laundry on the ground for most of the night. Very few penalties. But right there, now puts it at 2nd and short and opens up the whole playbook for the Bears.
And that was Jake Kotz, the outstanding junior defensive lineman who jumped offside. Miranda switching it up, looking to the sidelines. They got all the skill players on the position looking to the sidelines as well.
It's kind of like Oregon. Everybody has to get there. You're not in the huddle, so you have to know what the call is, and you have to know the signals.
Miranda to Castle. Castle has trouble holding on to the football, and he gets smacked right at the line of scrimmage. Oh, boy, that was bad from the get-go.
Well, you can see that was going to come right there as Andrew Garcia, senior, is going to get the penetration right there and get the tackle. But that's one of the ones where they didn't do a good job of reading what the defense was doing. You could tell the defense was going to be coming on some kind of penetration and going to a different play.
Dominic Nadal down there as well for the Mustangs. 3rd and 3 now, 2:13 left to go third quarter. They run the option. Runge. No, he breaks the tackle and he gets up to the 38-yard line. It's a loss of 2 yards on the play. So do you think they'll go for it here, Brian? Is there at the 38-yard line?
I think you got to, but I mean, what I don't like is what you've been doing in that last drive is passing the ball, getting yourself down here. Now you're trying to run the ball, and you see them lined up to attack the run into the short side of the field at that. So, I imagine now they're going to pass, and 4th down, this could be a big play right here because they're going to get field position if Stockdale's able to stop them.
Miranda has 4 wide receivers. Umphris has to go back to about the 45-yard line to check the call. 4th down. Miranda looking, pass over the middle, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Shota Runge. And so Stockdale avoids major disaster after losing the football.
And look at the field position they picked up. And right here, another good pass. I mean, the one thing you got to give Miranda credit is he's putting these balls on the money for these kids to catch. And even if he'd have caught it, he was still short the 1st down. And again, that series just got disconjointed. I think when they got the little 2nd and short, they just got, I think they outthought themselves on their play calling on that series, Matt.
Well, they definitely deviated from what they would normally been doing as Barnhart and company go back to work at the 37-yard line. They go to the right side. It's Ramos. Ramos swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, but he gets back to the original line, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 15 seconds over 1 minute left to go in the third. Stockdale up 34-23. You're watching the Bright House Network's high school football game of the week playoff style. Round 1 of the CIF Central Section Division I playoffs. The winner of this game will go up to face Clovis West next Friday. 2nd and 10. 50 seconds left in the third. Barnard hands off to Martin, right side. Martin finding a little space, and he's tackled at about the 41-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and about 6 or 7.
And again, this is where you want them to be at, and if you're playing against Stockdale, you want them to be, as you see that run right there, another tough, strong run. You want them to be in 3rd and 7 in those kind of situations where they're going to be, where you think they're going to be forced to pass. But again, I would not be surprised if you see this ball being kept on the ground. And that, that's what they like to do. Again, if you're only throwing averaging 8 passes a game, you've already thrown 2 passes tonight. You almost used up your passes for the night.
Looks like Stockdale's going to be content to let the clock run out here. Not sure what the play clock is at, but there's 5 seconds left to go and counting in the third quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Stockdale up 23. You're watching the Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Starting off the fourth quarter, DJ Martin stuck at the line of scrimmage on a big third down play, and Buchanan is going to force Stockdale into a punt here with 11:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. 34-24, Stockdale leads. You're watching the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside 13-year veteran of the Game of the Week, Brian Adams.
Well, don't be surprised, too, if they don't try to go for it here, or just wait to the last minute to send the punt team out. But, I mean, one thing is looking at the fourth and short.
Well, their defense has been able to hold this Buchanan offense, and now the punt unit comes out.
You know, they're trying to use as much time as they can, but it's early in the clock to start doing that stuff, Matt. You know, I'm not saying that it won't work, but a lot of times when you start trying to use up as much time as you can, it ends up working against sometimes because you start getting out your momentum and your rhythm.
Haidari back to punt. Gets off a spiraling kick, and it's going to be taken by Luplow at a fair catch at the 21-yard line. So Stockdale up 34-23 over Buchanan. And the winner of this game going to go up to Clovis West next week to take on the #1 seed up there in Fresno.
You know, I definitely expect right now the Bears to come out attacking, passing the ball. You know, you're a cornerback or a secondary guy, safety. You know, this is where you got to think you're going to have some opportunities because they're going to be throwing the ball and putting the ball by you to maybe make a play.
Now, if you're just tuning in, this game was a bit of a shootout in the first quarter. There was 35 points scored in the first quarter alone by both teams. 34. They hand off. Castle finding some room up the middle. Castle to the 38-yard line. So never mind the throwing attempts. They'll just go right back to Kenny Castle up the middle.
Well, that's been their best running plays, up the middle and their passing, so they got right back to it. And Castle again, look at how he's holding the ball. Like I said, you got to give that kid a lot of credit after fumbling that ball. He's made the adjustment. And that's just a good adjustment by the young man and good hard running.
Miranda in the shotgun, hands off to Castle once again. Castle going to the left side. Castle gets the corner, and Castle picks up another first down at the 49. So like clockwork, once again, this Buchanan offense rolling.
You're going to see right here, got clogged up in the middle. He bounces it this time, and he's able to get right outside of Matt Lemon. And you see right there Perez comes through, and they're able to bump him out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down.
Miranda has trips to the right. They're running the hurry-up offense now as they're running out of time, down by 11. Miranda looks, plenty of time. He throws, finds his man out there, and it's Runge. Runge caught to the right side, and he's thrown out of bounds at about the 39-yard line or the 40. That's going to be close to another.
They're moving chains again, man. You can see right here, all day, good protection by the line. Does a good job, Runge, at snatching the ball and able to pick up a first down right there by Runge. Good job.
He's had great protection all night, and he's been able to find Shota Runge and Zach Umphris. And Miranda has trips to the left in the shotgun once again. Fakes the handoff, goes to the left side, and it's in and out of the hand of Runge as Runge threw his right hand up there trying to corral the ball, couldn't do so.
And that's really the first bad pass we've seen tonight where it's just a little bit out of his reach, and Runge does a good job. Again, you can see right there the play action is going to freeze everybody. Runge is going to be open over the middle. He just barely over the top of him.
Oh, he had to get it over the big linebacking core of Stockdale, especially number 33, Matt Lemon, the 6'3", 195-pound junior. So Miranda will get another go at it. It's 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Miranda's looking right side, and he finds his man Castle. Castle able to break a tackle, gets up to the 35 rather, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 5. Just under 10 minutes to go.
Like I said, I tell you, for a kid playing receiver all his career and then coming to quarterback this year, I mean, he's throwing the ball as well as anybody we've seen this year on TV, with the exception of probably Cody Kessler.
Well, playing baseball probably certainly helps that, wouldn't you think?
You know, there's a lot of guys that can play baseball, can't be this accurate as he is.
Miranda has 4 wide receivers, hands off to Castle, right side. Castle, great defensive play there as they shed the block of Luplo. And that was Mario Perez.
And that's a situation right there where if you're Castle, you're the coach staff, you want to see him, you got where you want right here. Now you want to see him just turn the ball upfield and just take a guy on and pick up your first down. Don't try to get nifty. That's not your game. You're not a juker. You want to just run through him.
And a 4th down play coming up here by Buchanan, but it'll be after this timeout by head coach Mike Vogt.
That's going to be their second big 4th down play right here. Last time we went on 4th down, they dropped the ball. I thought it was a little short of the first down anyway. And here they go again, 4th and short. And what are they going to run? Are they going to give the ball to Castle and let him power it up the field, or are they going to try to throw the ball and pick up the first down?
It's going to be a 4th and 3 from the 33-yard line. If you're just tuning in, it was a wild first quarter, as 34 points were scored in the first quarter by both teams. I believe it was 17 all after the first. Stockdale looked like they were going to run away with it early as they jumped out to a 14-0 lead less than 3 minutes into the game. Then Buchanan retaliated with 2 quick scores. I'm Matt Alvarez alongside Brian Adams, the UCLA Bruin. I'm the Arizona Wildcat. It's an all Pac-10 crew up in the Premier Equipment Rentals Scissor Lift. Who do your Bruins have tomorrow?
Nobody. When they got beat up last night.
They played last night?
Yeah, they played Washington. The Huskies, Jake Lockyer's last game. They may not be putting my Bruins back on ESPN for a long time. They've not been good TV on Thursday night.
4th and 3. Miranda, pump fakes. Miranda has his man, Humphris. Miranda to Humphris, and he dropped the ball. He had it in his hands, and he dropped it.
Well, I'll tell you this. You cannot ask your quarterback to play any better than he's played tonight. I mean, how many balls, good pump fake, how many balls that he had dropped on him tonight, Matt? You're going to see the ball come right there, and we can't see it. Just goes right through his hands. There's nowhere to run to right there. You just catch the ball, secure the ball is the most important thing.
He had the touchdown. This game could have been within 4 points. But Stockdale, still up by 11, able to get away from another 4th down near conversion by Buchanan. And Stockdale will take over on the 33-yard line. Barnard up the middle to Martin. Martin has some time and space. Martin picks up a block. Martin to the left side. Martin over the 40-yard line, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 41, or the 36 rather.
You know, right here, he's going to get the ball in that little quick hitter. He's able to bounce off guys. Now he's going to bounce out. You know, and Martin had throughout early in the season been taking off, running away from guys, but give Buchanan an effort that they didn't quit on the play, took good angles and cut him down and stopped him from scoring.
Stockdale 35 yards away from putting a big nail in the coffin right now, as they're up by 11, 34-23 with 8:33 left to go in this one. Barnard, handoff to Martin, left side. Martin picks up about 4 yards, and he's tackled by a gang of Bear defenders.
You know, right there, you know, Martin's starting to get that rhythm again. He's a workhorse. He's a guy you can give the ball to over and over, give it to him again. He's going to take that first contact and bounce off, and he's going to still fall forward and pick up some positive yardage.
And he picked up 5 on that play, 2nd and 5. From the 30-yard line, Stockdale driving once again. This Buchanan defense has held its own, only given up a touchdown thus far in the second half. But then again, Stockdale's defense has done the same. Fumble on the handoff. And Barnard picks it up. And Barnard wanted a personal foul there on the defensive end, Alex Williams. It looked like Williams maybe threw a punch.
You know, or he's either trying to get the ball out. You see right.
Oh yeah, he's hitting him. And you see number 53, Nick Guillen, or check that number 53, Kevin Gianelli coming to the defense of his quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to go against my crew on that. I don't know so much hitting it. Like he has an open hand trying to pull the ball, like he's like grabbing at the ball.
grabbing at his arm, trying to pull the ball out.
Well, we're back to live action here. They hand off down the left side. It's Glasgow. And Glasgow seeing some of his first carrying action tonight. He's going to be close to the first down marker, and they're going to mark him over the line, so it'll be a first down for Stockdale at the 25.
And they are already in field goal range, so this is not good for Buchanan.
Now Stockdale, if they had a field goal here, would go up by 2 touchdowns, but as it is, they're up by 11.
I'm talking about, she's intense on this game.
Well, time is not on Buchanan's side right now, as 6:35 left to go here in the fourth. Barnard hands off. Martin cuts back. Martin up over the 20-yard line and tackled at the 17. Boy, they had him cornered off there at the 20-yard line, Brian.
You know, but he just makes a guy miss here. See, right there, he's going to cut. He has just a nice, sharp cut. And Castle, I mean, you know, he's been all over the place on both sides of the ball, man. He's playing an outstanding game himself.
He is the player of the game thus far for Buchanan. Him or either their star quarterback, Seth Miranda. They go to Glasgow again, left side. Glasgow tried to cut back, but he was met hard by Martinez. So he goes down after about a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
And the clock is just continuing to tick, and it's not looking good for the Bears.
Well, it's going to be a 3rd and inches here at the 16-yard line. Fans enjoying themselves tonight. She's wearing a T-shirt. I don't know how. It's pretty cold up where we're at, but the action down on the field is hot. They go to Martin. Martin picks up the first down, spins off a tackler, gets inside the 15-yard line, and is finally dragged down, but he'll definitely have enough for the first down on forward momentum.
She's just tougher than us, Matt.
Well, she has a blanket. I'd be tough if I had a blanket as well. DJ Martin able to pick up the first down, and like you said, Brian, time is not on the side of the Buchanan Bears, and neither is field position right now because Stockdale looking like they're going in for 6.
Well, either way, they got a guaranteed 3. That I do. I mean, I guess you can't guarantee it all the way, but this is pretty close to a guaranteed 3 as you're going to get.
That's one of the best kickers in the Valley and in the state for sure, and Andre Haidari, the USC commit. He'll be a Trojan next year. Handoff up the middle once again to Martin. Martin wrapped up at the line, but spins off a tackle. Boy, Kenny Castle had him knocked down dead to rights. But Martin able to spin around to the 12-yard line.
But if we have the replay, we're going to see right here, he's not going to really wrap him. See how he can't get his leg all the way on him, but he has him enough so the other guys can come in. And see how right there, that's how you got to tackle him right there. As you see, Gonzalez comes up and just really bear hugs him and holds on and just wait for the cavalry to come.
4:20 now left to go in the fourth quarter as Stockdale using up every ounce of that play clock.
Well, this is just great clock management right now in this series. They're doing a great job.
That's something that we haven't seen a lot of this year from a lot of the teams in Kern County was clock management. DJ Martin up the right side, tackled inside the 10-yard line, and he's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line by number 44, and that's Todd Nagamine, one of the team captains for Buchanan.
And right here, just coming right there at your living room, and he's going to cut back. And then see this difference, now you wrap up and hold, and then the guy's going to come and help. So even though you might fall off or stay down underneath him, you're going to get help. But if you just go up there and try to hit him and you don't get your arms wrapped around him, he's going to bounce off you, spin, and he's just going to make you look bad on TV.
Martinez back into the game, checking in at nose guard for Buchanan. They hand off to Martin. Martin left side. Martin's going to go in for the touchdown, and he bowls over a defender in the process.
And there's your crab crush as the game is over.
And you got a little extracurricular activities down there at the goal line.
You see this? This is just, and that's what you call it, taking all of the hit right there if you're a safety or a cornerback.
Touchdown, Stockdale.
So they call the touchdown, but it's going to be an unsportsmanlike against the Mustangs.
Personal foul against Stockdale.
So they're going to take it on the kickoff, I'm assuming, and that might make Haidari a little mad because that'll bring down his kickoff touchback ratio unless he can get it in the end zone from the 25-yard line, which even I can't do.
You can't do now, or you couldn't do ever?
I don't think any kicker can do that. Janikowski might have a shot.
Sorry about that, man. That's my fault.
Dario getting set to kick the field goal here, trying to make it 41-23, or the extra point rather, with 3:20 left to go. Snap is good, hold is good. Haidari's boot is true. 41-23, Stockdale sitting pretty here with 3:20 left.
It's almost, what was the score the first time they played?
44-24.
Well, they're pretty close to the same score. How ironic is that? And, the thing about it is, you're going to see right here as Martin's going to be coming right back at here, cuts back. And you're going to see the ball. He's already in the end zone right there.
That great angle
Yeah.
being brought to you by Carlos Sanguiano, our great cameraman down on the field. All of our great cameramen working up in the scissor lifts on the sidelines. And it's time for the Crab Crush, our favorite part of the evening, Brian.
Was it?
We'll see what it is this week. I've heard chatter that it might be Kenny Castle.
It could have been, but I mean, I'm not in there doing it, doing the picking of it. So we'll see what it is. I don't think we're going to see a plethora of crushes like we did that one night. But the Crab Crush, though, either one, they were good hits.
I think we're going to bring you 2 Crab Crushes tonight. Is that what I'm hearing? Or at least 2 nominees. And it's time for the Crab Crush. Now it's time for the Crab Crush, brought to you by Crab Radio 106.1 FM. You gotta love the little graphic, the exploding crab.
The Crab Crush Hit of the Week, brought to you by 106.1 Crab Radio.
And you see Miranda over to Kenny Castle, and I remember this. Castle lowers the shoulder once, twice.
Yeah, he had 2 crushes.
And 3 times.
And he had that hit on the sideline. Let's see. I say he puts it on the 10.
So Kenny Castle, tonight's Crab Crush Award recipient for Buchanan. And Haidari boots this one, and it's going to be taken by Runge at the 11. Runge following his blocks. Runge has a little bit of a lane side, but dragged down about the 36-yard line. 3:13 left to go in the fourth. Buchanan down 41-23, trying to muster a little bit of pride here, as it's definitely a long shot for them to pull this one out, down by 18 points with 3:13 left to go.
Yeah, you talking about for them to pull this off, you're talking about a fantastic, fantastic finish on Friday. But that's the only way they're going to pull it off.
Here's Seth Miranda, who will be attending Cal State, or Fresno State rather, on a baseball scholarship. And Miranda about to be wrapped up and taken down here. Better protect his right arm. And he's going to go down at the 20-yard line.
Miranda brought down by number 44, Nadal.
And a big sack by Nadal. And number 81, Andrew Garcia.
Garcia, yes, Andrew. It's the first job to get on him, and it stays with it.
So if it all holds, Stockdale will go up to play Clovis West next week, the number 1 seed and the number 8 seed. That's exactly how they drew it up when they put together the seedings, as Miranda finds his man over the middle. It's Runge. Runge across the 45, and he's knocked down just shy of the 45 with 2.5 left to go.
You know, they got to be in hurry-up mode right now, and it just seems like you don't see the guys just hustling like they did in that first half when they felt they had some energy or some life. But, you know, you got to keep on playing till the final tick of the clock.
Now they're running the hurry-up offense. Miranda hands off to Castle up the middle. Castle breaks one tackle, but runs into a brick wall in Derek Moore. And he's tackled at the 48-yard line, but it's going to be enough for the first down, enough time to stop the clock.
now they can set up and they can go ahead and they're going to throw the ball again, I imagine.
Castle brought down by number 16, Derek Moore, and number 81, Andrew Garcia.
2:03 left. They're just shy of the 50-yard line, the Buchanan Bears. And Miranda's going to be in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers once again. Miranda looks to the left. Miranda has that pressure coming, and he throws it over to Runge, but it's over his head, and Miranda went down hard at the 40-yard line. 1:51 left on the clock. Stockdale up 41-23. Big night by DJ Martin on the offensive side of things. Big night by Kenny Castle on both offense and defense for Buchanan.
And Miranda's had a big game, and Humphries may have dropped that ball, but he's had a huge game tonight.
Miranda looking to add to his totals. He finds Castle in the flat. Castle cuts back. Castle gets a block. Castle up to the 35-yard line, so hold everything now as there's a minute 43 left to go, and Buchanan's driving. Well,
he could be getting one of those finishes that they need, that our producer, Bernie Johnson, talked about. They scored 13 points in how many seconds? I think he said 14 seconds or something like that. But they lost 41-13.
Pass is caught out by Humphries on the right side. He's dragged down at about the 28-yard line. I want to give a big thanks to our director, Bernie Johnson, everybody in the truck, all the cameramen.
I was gonna say, they got to start using some timeouts. They have 3 of them.
Well, they have all 3 timeouts, like you said. And a minute 23 left. There's going to be a timeout called, so want to thank our sponsors, Premier Equipment Rentals, Audio Visual Plus, for all your audio visual needs, including the podium. Here's our officials tonight again. Baines Banks, the umpire, Baines Bank rather. Tony Robertson, the umpire. Baines Banks, the head referee, the white hat. Line judge Rich Kellenberger nursing a bit of a leg injury on the far side of the field. Head linesman Dennis Wren, back judge Sean Ziegler. And on the box tonight, Steve Laird, all members of the Kern County Officials Association. If you guys want to be a part of the Kern County Officials Association, contact them. Again, that's the Kern County's Official Association. A lot of sports coming up. If you're an outdoor person, you like the cold, be a soccer ref or be a baseball umpire or softball umpire in the early season. Basketball coming up as well. Miranda on 2nd and 5. They're going to run a bubble screen. They find Humphries. Humphries picks up some good blocks. Humphries to the right side, but brought down at about the 24-yard line. He's got enough to pick up the first down, though, so the clock will stop once again.
Right there, good play right there. Hits the bubble screen, as Matt said. He's going to cut back across the green. And right there, if 65 is able to hold his block a little bit longer, maybe got a little bit bigger play and get the ball down the field further. But first down and the clock stopped, and they can get going. They need to be snapping the ball, though. As time is ticking down. They got a minute and 4 seconds. It's going to go to the minute mark before they snap it.
Miranda in the shotgun. Miranda has the blitz coming, finds Castle on the right side. Castle cuts back to the left side, runs over his man, but gets up to the 20-yard line. And
see, he's got to run it to the sideline right there, man. He's got to turn that to the sideline and run out of bounds and stop the clock.
And now they do stop the clock with the timeout.
See, right there, he's got to go out to the sideline and almost got a block in the back right there. Could have been called, but you got to go out there. And Matt Lemon, who made a play earlier in the game that wasn't the greatest, but right there does a great job of one-on-one tackling, even shedding the defender, and that's how you want to do it if you're teaching young guys how to play. Get rid of the defender, come up, make the tackle one-on-one.
Well, the Buchanan crowd not going anywhere. The cheerleaders still amped up as it's beginning to cool down here again in Bakersfield. They've got a long drive ahead of them all the way up to Clovis.
And somehow those drives seem real long when you lose. I've been on some long plane flights. Flying back from Michigan, Tennessee.
Oh, you guys took planes? When I was at Southern, we drove the bus everywhere. We had a 9-hour trip from Baton Rouge to Little Rock. Good thing is we won that game. We got back at around 3:30 in the morning.
I don't know what time we got back, but we were on the plane.
2nd and 6 here for Miranda. Miranda looks to the left side, running out of time. Makes a move to get outside, and he'll get knocked out of bounds, and there's a late flag. Unnecessary penalty for Stockdale. So it's going to give Miranda and company a first down inside the 10.
Well, they're going to need to score here, onside kick, and then do the Dr. Bernard Johnson show, 14 points and 13 points in 14 seconds.
So Brian's Bruins off tomorrow, as they played last night, like you said. My Wildcats don't play tomorrow, but they're going to be ready to go when they go up to Eugene, Oregon, and play the #1 ranked Ducks.
Well, I'll tell you, the #1 ranked Ducks got away with the one last weekend. Let's see what.
Yeah, they sure did.
And you got to get away. If you want to be a championship team, you got to win some games you should have lost.
First and goal from the 6-yard line for Miranda. Hands off to Castle. Castle to the right side, and he's going to be wrapped up and thrown down before he gets out of bounds. And the clock continues to tick here as no more timeouts on the board for Buchanan. 25 seconds now and counting. Second and goal. See if Buchanan can get in the end zone here to put some more points on the board, because 30 points on the board looks better than 23. And Castle goes up and into the end zone for the touchdown, straight up the middle. So 41 to 29, Stockdale's lead.
Well, you know, I mean, right there, able to get the ball up the middle and score a touchdown there, almost like a concession touchdown. But you know, they just didn't seem to have that same energy they had when they were doing the 2-minute drill earlier in that first half on that drive. You know, it's almost like they let a lot of time off the clock. Runners made some mistakes getting tackled in the field of play. So they're going to definitely have to do what your team did, Bernie. Let's see what can happen.
And Luplo knocks the extra point through, 41 to 30, back to an 11-point deficit for Buchanan. But with 14.2 seconds left, I don't think time is necessarily on their side, Brian.
It may not. Dr. Johnson said you can score 13 and 14 seconds. Now, I wasn't there in 1901, but if that's what they did then, was that the year?
When the leather helmets, they weighed 35 pounds.
But, no.
They didn't call it the Wildcat offense. It was the Woolly Mammoth offense.
It had been the Sabertooth.
Sabertooth Tiger offense. So Arizona now, I'm just hoping there's no Rose Bowl shot. There's no Holiday Bowl shot. I'm hoping we go to Vegas. I'm hoping we go to the Vegas Bowl, because that's a win in itself. I mean, if you're in Vegas for a bowl game.
No, the game is a win for you is when you go to Hawaii for the bowl game. That's the bowl game.
I can't afford that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You plan on going to the game. I'm sorry.
$29 plane ticket from
you
Meadows
got
Field.
5 media jobs. One of them got to pay for that.
Big bounce taken here, and it's picked up by Martinez. And I don't know why the clock was running. That clock should definitely not have ticked one bit, but it's down to 11 seconds somehow.
Well, same way, man, got 2 seconds added in the first half. Oh, man.
And you think about that, Brian. You know, I just want to bring up an interesting point. You see a great kickoff there, great onside kick by Luplo, and Martinez there uncontested. No one touched it, and once Martinez touched it, the clock should have never even started. But if you think about it at the end of the second half, remember that the clock worked out Haidari to get a field goal off. This could be an 8-point game right now.
But now how important was it all those seconds they let off the clock, running the ball twice down there at the 5-yard line, and just being real nonchalant about playing the game.
Miranda going deep down the left side for Humphreys, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Bispo inside the 10-yard line, and this baby is 3.1 seconds from being history. So Miranda limps off the field right here at the 40-yard line right in front of us, but he has a great career ahead of him in the national champion 2008 national championship winning Fresno State Bulldogs. He's going to play some baseball for them. Not this coming spring, but the spring after that.
You know, they're talking about, talking to my man Patton, who's a longtime official here in Kern County, and his nephew that the young man, brother played at San Diego State, and his dad played in the professional leagues for a little bit.
Well, that'll be it. Stockdale 41, Buchanan 30. Stockdale will head up to Fresno next week to take on the #1 seed Clovis West. For all of our production crew, for all of our camera crew, Thanks for joining us tonight for the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. For Brian Adams, I'm Matt Alvarez. Good night and God bless.
Get in the game. The Friday Night Blitz is on. Friday Football Extra.
And it's a complete football package on Sunday night after the NFL. FFX Sunday Night Edition. All the scores, all the highlights, all the stories from the gridiron.
Coverage of your favorite school, plus the FFX Game of the Week. Friday Football Extra.
FFX, the Sunday Night Edition, only on 17 News after Sunday Night Football.
Local football action. Get in the game. Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no Tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Football season